What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ace here, back with another fantasy basketball video. I've got a streamers video for today, waiver wire pickup streamers for today. I haven't made a streamers video in like 5 days, so I just wanted to recap the last streamers video we had. Jared McCain is our favorite streamer, and our favorite pickup and hold. So we had him as a pickup and hold him until Maxi's back, maybe longer. He's been very, very good as of late. I think he had a really good game that day as well. I do have to check with Jared McCain. November 15th against the Magic. He had 29 points that game, so he shot very, very well. I told you guys he was my favorite pickup of the week for that day. He was my favorite pickup and hold, like possibly not just pick him up and drop him, but pick him up, hold him until Maxi comes back, maybe longer. I do believe Maxi does come back today. It's Wednesday when I'm recording, November 20th. I do think Maxi comes back today, so. It's going to be interesting to see how many minutes McCain gets if Maxi's playing, Paul George and Embiid. If they're all playing, I want to see how many minutes he gets. His usage is definitely going to go down. Let's see how much it goes down. Let's see how many minutes he gets. Hold him for now. I do want to wait like a game or two. If you really are interested in keeping him as a long term, hold him for like 2 or 3 games. If you are really desperately in need of a player right now, then maybe you could drop him. I guess it would be stupid, but I like. If somebody needs somebody to pick somebody up, go ahead. But I would just pick him up. I'd hold him, see how he does. But yeah, we talked about picking him up and holding him. Malik Beasley was another guy we talked about. He played very well that day. I think he has cooled down a little bit. Never mind, he's not cooled down at all. Holy shit. He dropped 20 points, 26 and 21 points, 26, 21. So that's 5 straight games with 20 or more points. I knew that. I thought he'd cool down last game, but I guess not. Because I said hold him until Tim Hardaway Jr. is back. So now Tim Hardaway Jr. is back. He did still drop 20. So you could try to sell high on him or just keep him until he has a few bad performances. But yeah, he was our second favorite pickup. He played very, very well. So that's very good to see. Kevin Huerter, I told you guys to pick him up and hold him while Malik Monk is out. I don't think he's been playing that well. I don't think he's been doing anything crazy. Yeah, he's not been doing anything crazy. He had a stinker in this game. He had a pretty good game here, and then he had a stinker. He's just super inconsistent. If there are better options, go ahead. But I mean, until Monk's coming back, he's gonna get like 30 minutes. He's a decent. Trey Murphy, I told you guys to pick him up and hold him. He had a very solid game yesterday, and he's just gonna get more minutes as the season goes on. He's back to getting 30 minutes. That's a very good sign for him. I do still like him a lot to pick him up and hold him. And Stephon Castle was another guy that I talked about. He's been playing very, very well as well. I don't know if he had a good game yesterday against the Thunder. He didn't have the best game. Still 8 assists and a block, so not the worst. But he did, after that, I told you guys to pick him up. He did have 22 against the Lakers. So he's been playing very, very solid. He's a really good pickup. And then I talked about deep league streamers. Peyton Watson was my favorite. He's been very, very good in deep leagues. So that was a nice hit. Caleb Martin, I think he played like shit. So that was pretty trash. Davion Mitchell, I don't think he's really done anything. Anthony Black, I think he's just kind of mid too. Never mind. He had a 20-point game last game, so that was very good for him. Let me see Davion Mitchell. I don't think Davion's been doing much. He hasn't really been doing much. He's been pretty shitty. And who was the last one that I talked about? Yves Missy. He's been pretty solid, so not bad there. But McCain and Malik Beasley, obviously very good hits. I still think Trey Murphy's going to be really good, and Castle's really good. Herter was the only one we kind of missed on. But anyway, I have streamers for you guys today. So instead of streamers like these where I tell you guys to pick them up and hold them, I'm just going to do streamers for today. And if you guys don't know, you guys keep hearing, what's streamer? What's streamer? What a streamer is in fantasy basketball is, everybody has matchup acquisitions unless your league doesn't have them, but most leagues have matchup acquisitions where you can only pick up a certain amount of players in a week. And picking up a player and playing them just for the day and then dropping them for somebody else the next day, that's called a streamer. So if you're looking for a spot in your starting lineup today, just a guy to pick up for today and then get rid of him after, this is what this video is for. So we're just looking at guys that play today. There are only 8 games today. We're looking at players that play today that hopefully will give us some good fantasy production. Not long term. You'll probably drop them tonight right after the game and for somebody else. But yeah, that's what a fantasy basketball streamer is. This is for points leagues. So keep that in mind. This is for points league. But anyway, let's go game by game. 76ers Grizzlies game. Let's go ahead and look at who I have written down. Also, 4-0, by the way. Shout out to everybody that's 4-0. If you're watching the YouTube videos, if you're not 4-0, subscribe right now. Leave a like. Leave a comment with your record, but most importantly, subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you can get every single notification in my videos. I've been posting very, very good fantasy basketball videos. Trying to get more consistent with my schedule. I'm at the end of the quarter for my college right now, so it's been pretty busy. But the videos that I have posted, the buy low, sell highs, the streamers, and the waiver pickups, they've been very, very successful, if I do say so myself. If you're not 4-0, you're doing it wrong. So subscribe and let's get some fantasy wins. But anyway, let's go into that first game. I already talked about this guy last week, and I already showed you guys Jared McCain. He should be on your roster. We talked about him like last week. Told you guys to pick him up and hold him. I do think Maxi comes back today. So let's see. Let's give him like 2 or 3 games. Let's see how he does with Maxi. Let's see how many minutes he gets. Let's see what his usage is at. You know, he might get less shots, but he might get better quality looks because they're gonna have to leave him open. You know, a team with Maxi, Paul George, and Embiid, somebody's gonna get left open. It's probably gonna be McCain. So that's gonna be a better thing for him. He's gonna get better quality looks. Minutes might go down. We'll see. He might still play 30 plus. It's Nick Nurse, you know. So we'll see. I'd say still pick him up if you haven't. You should have picked him up last week when I told you, but if you haven't, still on your waivers, pick him up, hold him. Let's see how he does. In deep leagues for this Grizzlies game, I would say Jake LaRavia is a solid streamer for deep leagues. He's only rostered in 8% of leagues, so like I said, very, very deep leagues. If there's like not really many better options on your waiver wire, then he's a solid start for today. If Marcus Smart is out today, keep a lookout for that injury news. Marcus Smart's out. LaRavia could probably see like 25-ish minutes. This is the second leg of a back-to-back for the Grizzlies, so be careful. But not a bad streamer at all in deep leagues. He could definitely get you like 20 points. Not bad for a deep league fill-in streamer. Next game is the Pelicans Cavs game. So only one guy that I really like to stream in this game is going to be Ty Jerome. Only rostered in 8.6% of leagues. He's averaging 20.7 fantasy points per game. Okoro's a game time decision. LeVert and Dean Wade, all game time decisions. There's possibility for even more minutes if any or all of those guys are out, especially if LeVert's out. That would be huge. Ty Jerome. You could definitely see like 25 plus minutes if LeVert's out. This is a back to back as well for the Cavaliers, so they could play their bench a little bit more, which is better for Ty Jerome, obviously. And it is against the Pelicans, blowout potential, so definitely room for more solid minutes today, hopefully like 25 plus. So not a bad streamer at all. Ty Jerome. He's actually one of my favorite streamers for today. That's not rostered in like more than 20 leagues. Trey Murphy. I don't think he's playing back to backs yet, so that's something to keep an eye on. Um, if he plays back to backs, maybe some usage will open up for the Pelicans. But like, are we really gonna stream Javonte Green and fucking Jalen Noel? Like, I don't know, man. It's just unappealing. But the next game is the I oh sorry, Bulls and Bucks, but I have nobody to stream in this game. The Bulls don't really have anybody that I really want to stream, like Patrick Williams. I guess you can. He's questionable though. And then Lillard and Giannis are back, so that shoots Prince down. That shoots, Gary Trent Jr. down. Like, there's just nobody I want to stream in. Pacers, Rockets. I have 2 deep leagues players for this game. First one's gonna be Dylan Brooks, the menace. Dylan Brooks himself. Jalen Green is questionable with an illness, I believe. I do think Jalen Green plays, but if for whatever reason, if Jalen Green does get ruled out, you see him get ruled out, Dylan Brooks not a bad streamer at all, especially with Jalen Green out. Even with Jalen Green in, he's not a bad deep league streamer. Obviously, he's only rostered in 4.5% of leagues. So only if you're in a very, very deep league would I be streaming Dylan Brooks. But if Jalen Green is out, I would like Dylan Brooks more than Jake LaRavia today as a streamer, just for today. You want to wait on that news injury before you pick one of the 2 up in a deep league, go for it. And then a very, very, very deep league is going to be Jarris Walker. He's only rostered in 0.6% of leagues. Obviously, he's not that good, but he started recently as small forward for the injured, very, very injured Indiana Pacers. Miles Turner also missed last game, so if Miles Turner's out in this game, Jarris Walker could see slightly more usage. I'd still rather start LaRavia in a deep league. I'd still rather stream Dylan Brooks in a deep league, but if none of those guys are on your roster, or sorry, on your waiver, and you're in a very deep league, then he's not bad at all to stream. Next game is going to be Thunder and the Blazers, so let's get into it. The first one's going to be the Time Lord Robert Williams III. Not a bad streamer at all today. He's rostered in 22.6%. That's actually quite a bit. I don't know if he's that good to keep him that route. Like, I'd still rather have Trey Murphy. I'd rather have I can't remember guys that are rostered in like. I'd rather have um I'd rather have Malik Beasley. I'd rather have Trey Murphy. I'd rather have Castle. I'd probably rather have Peyton Watson right now, just for like just until Gordon's back. So he's not the best pickup and hold, but he is a very solid streamer when he does play. If DeAndre Ayton is out once again, pay attention to that injury report, because if DeAndre Ayton's ruled out, Robert Williams, that's a even bigger boost for his streaming purposes today. You see like 20 to 25 minutes. He's been really solid with his time, as we know. He's a time lord, right? He doesn't get that many minutes, but when he's playing, he's very, very good. And he's catching a matchup against an undersized Thunder team who have Chet Holmgren, but he's out for like 10 weeks. So they've been starting Jalen Williams at center. So very, very undersized Thunder team here. Could be a very good matchup for Robert Williams III, especially if Ayton's out. So keep your eyes on that as well. And then if you're in a deep league, want to stream something from this game, Delano Banton, very, very solid streamer in deep leagues. He's had a very solid production in his last few games. He's averaging 10.4 points per game this year on only 14 minutes. So that's very close to a point per minute. That's very, very good off the bench, obviously. He has seen his minutes increase as of late due to injuries, specifically with Anthony Simons. So if Simons is out once again, then Banton is a very, very solid streamer. If Anthony Simons is out, I would rather start Banton today than Laravia. I'd rather start him um, than Dylan Brooks. I'd rather start Banton versus Ty Jerome. That's tough. Just for today, if Simons is out, I'd probably rather start Banton, but barely. But yeah, so if Simons is out, Banton's a very good streamer for it. Next game is going to be the Knicks and the Suns. Only deep league streamers for today. Obviously, these two teams play their starters a ton, especially the Knicks. It was kind of tough to find streaming volume. But if you're in a very, very deep league, only rostered in 1% of league, guys. So very deep league only. Josh Okogie, he's getting 25-ish minutes with Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant out. Minutes will be enough to stream in a very deep league. So that's alluring right there. And he's been somewhat producing, like 11 points, 15, 25. He had a stinker right here. But yeah, it's not bad. If you're in a very deep league, again, like, don't pick this guy up don't drop um, don't drop like Scottie Pippen Jr. for him. I'm just saying, very deep league. Remember that, guys. Clarifying, very deep league. And then another even deeper league at a streamer would be Cameron Payne, only rostered in 0.7% of leagues. McBride is out, so Payne will be serving as the backup point guard for the New York Knicks until Miles McBride's out. He's getting like 15, 20-ish minutes. He's okay scoring. He gets you some assists. There's assist potential. He's in line for 15 to 20 minutes with McBride out, so not bad at all for a very, very deep league. Next game is going to be the Hawks and the Warriors. So someone that's been injured and dropped a lot, but now is back is DeAndre Hunter. So he was only rostered in like 12% of leagues a week ago. Now it's back to 23.3%, which still probably is not enough leagues. He recently came back from injuries. He also missed a game with personal reasons. He only saw 21 and 25 minutes in those two games because, it was his first games back. But even in that very small amount of minutes, he saw 20 plus points in both of those games. 22 points, 24 points. The thing with DeAndre Hunter is he's going to score, he's going to get you buckets, he's going to get you points, he's not going to do shit else. So this is a points league video. So if you're in like a category league, he's probably not a good pickup. But if you're in a points league, he's not bad at all. Like I said, he's not going to give you boards really. He's not going to give you assists. He's not going to play defense for you. But he's going to give you a solid amount of points. So very, very good. If Jalen Johnson is out once again, which he randomly popped up on the injury report last game. I was mad about that because I had Jalen Johnson. But that was disappointing. I don't know I hope he's good because that was one of our biggest preseason sleepers, and he's been fucking amazing to say the least. I hope he's okay. It was a leg injury, so I don't know. It doesn't sound good, but I think he'll be fine just because we haven't really gotten any more news. But if for whatever reason, if Jalen Johnson is out again today, DeAndre Hunter is the best streamer in this by far. So keep him on your radar. If he's on your roster, or sorry, I don't know why I keep making that mistake. If he's on your waiver and you need somebody to start today, DeAndre Hunter, very solid streamer today. And then in the Warrior, I don't have anybody from the Warriors side. That rotation is hell. Like Steve Kerr plays 11 dudes. It's tough to predict who's gonna play, who's not. So I'm just gonna be fading the Warriors streamers. And the last game is gonna be the Magic and the Clippers. Not really much here. One streamer that I have talked about recently in last week's video was Goga Bitadze. Wendell Carter Jr. is now questionable. I think he was out. He's been out for like the past week. He was doubtful last game. He didn't play. But now for this game, he's been upgraded to questionable. So if Wendell does play, Goga obviously loses almost all of his fantasy basketball value. So if Wendell Carter Jr. does play today, I wouldn't be streaming probably. So just keep that into account. And then deep leagues, He's gonna be Chris Dunn. I think he's one of my favorite deep league streamers. Like I'd rather play him than Campaign. I'd rather play. These are my favorite deep league streamers in order. Anton, just for today, if Simons is out, and then it's Ty Jerome #2, and then it's probably Chris Dunn. Norman Powell is out, which is huge. That's a huge usage guy for the Clippers. He's been getting like 20 plus usage. He's been getting like 20 plus points. So that's a lot of usage being vacated in this game here against the Magic. The Magic should be focusing all on Harden. Chris Dunn's probably gonna get like 25 minutes with no Powell. He's definitely gonna get like 25 minutes. He's gonna get you a few boards, a few assists. He might even get you double figure scoring, like 10 points all out. So solid production. He should see good minutes. I think he's one of my favorite streamers today for deep leagues. Obviously, he's only rostered in 3% of leagues. Like I said, don't be dropping like some crazy ass dudes because I'm telling you guys to pick this dude up. The streamer and it's for deep league. Terrifying every pickup. But yeah, that's all the streamers for today. Pretty boring slate. Not many options on today's slate, but yeah, that's what streaming is. You're not gonna get the most, the best pickups. You're gonna pick up a guy and play him and then drop him. So it's not the most attractive thing to do, but you gotta stream. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? But yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll probably have a buy low, sell high video again this week. I don't know what day. I don't wanna like promise and guarantee a certain day, but I'll definitely have a buy low, sell high video within the next week. Because our last one was a very big success with Franz Wagner. Halliburton has been playing a little bit better. He's still gonna get better. And then Jamal Murray popped off yesterday. You guys traded for him, like I told you. Popped off yesterday. 27 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 4 boards. So had a very good game. Even I know Jokic was out, but that's fantasy basketball, right? People are out. But anyway, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.